Generally, we use a term for these chemical messengers, that is the hormones. The hormones that are found in plants are called as phytohormones. Phytohormones. Even in animals, even in case of human beings, hormones play a major role in your growth, in your development. So in many of the various life activities and execution of various changes in your body at different stages of your life, all these are controlled and coordinated by the hormones. Those are the animal hormones. The hormones that are present in the plants are called as phytohormones. We discussed that plants are able to produce responses to light, to gravity, to water. So in the previous class we discussed, plant is able to show response to all such stimuli, that is because of certain chemical compounds, chemical messengers in the body of the plant. Those are nothing but phytohormones. Now let us see some plant hormones and how they help the plant in various situations. So the phytohormones, the major phytohormones here we have auxins, cytokinins, gibberellins and abscisic acid. So let us see the first one, auxin. This is a very important hormone found in the plant. It helps the plant to grow in its height. So the height of the plant increases, that is due to the hormone auxin. And not only that, this auxin is responsible for the plant to show phototrophism. Plants, they show response to light called as phototrophism. Phototrophism, that means tendency towards light. Sunlight, here is the sunlight, here is the window. So here is the sun, here you have a potted plant. So here, this is the direction of sunlight and here is the plant. Naturally, what happens? The shoot of the plant always bends towards sunlight. This is phototrophism. That means the stem, it bends towards sunlight. It takes a bend like this. So how this happens? How can a plant bend towards this sun? I already told you that the plants, they show this phototrophism, that is because of the chemical substance present in their bodies, that is the auxin. Where is this auxin found? Auxin is found in the tip of the shoot of a plant. Say for example, we take this part, I am drawing a magnified view of this tip. This is the tip of the plant. Here is the sun. So this direction. Here is the tip. I told you that auxins are found in the tip of the plant. Here is the auxin. Now here is the sun. What happens? Now this is the stimulus sunlight. The auxin present here in the tip of the shoot, it diffuses into the other side. Means the whole auxin will come to this other half. The half which is away from the sunlight. This half of the tip is towards the sunlight. I am drawing a dotted line. So in this half there is no auxin. All the auxin is diffused to the other side. Which side? On which side there is no sunlight. So sunlight is a stimulus. When there is sunlight, the auxin which is present on this side, it diffuses to the other side. So the concentration of the auxin increases in this part. So this part, whatever this part is there, this part increases in its size. So what happens? Here you can find the growth. The growth is increased on this side. Say for example, this is left, this is right. So whatever the auxin is there on the left side, all the auxin is migrated or diffused to the right side. So the right side of the shoot tip is grown much bigger compared to the left side. So automatically what happens? It takes a bend like this. So in this way, the plant is able to bend towards sunlight. This is what happens. And here, who is the responsible one? The chemical messenger? Auxin is responsible. Auxin is also responsible to increase the height of the plant. And whereas the next one, cytokinins, it helps in the cell division. The name itself tells, cyto means cell, kinesis means division, breaking. Kinesis means breaking, cyto means cell. So this is the hormone which helps in cell division. And this hormone is mostly found in the places where there is a rapid cell division. Where is the rapid cell division? In which part of the plant you find cell division? So here the cytokinins, they help in the cell division. These cytokinins are found in the fruits and seeds. Because in case of the fruits they grow rapidly. So for the rapid growth, lot of cell division is required and cytokinins are found in the fruits. In the same way, when the seeds are sprouting, when they are becoming into seedlings and plants, then there is rapid cell division, there you find cytokinins. So the next hormone, gibberellins. The gibberellins, they help the plant's growth in width-wise. The stem of the plant grows because of the gibberellins. So auxins and gibberellins, they help in the growth of the plant. Auxins help in increasing the length of the plant, means for the cell elongation, auxins are helpful, and for the width of the plant, the gibberellins, they help, and for cell division, the cytokinins, they take the role of cell division. So in this way, different hormones help the plant in its growth. Is there any hormone to stop the growth of plant? Yes, abscisic acid. Abscisic acid, it works in reverse direction. That means it helps the plant to stop its growth and shed the leaves. So when there is a little amount of water, scarcity of water, when there is no sunlight in certain seasons, like in which seasons you see the leaves falling? In autumn season, the leaves fall down. The fall down of the leaf is because of this abscisic acid. And even when the leaves are yellow, that means when the leaves are ripen, then the leaf has to be shed down. Otherwise, the leaf consumes the energy present in the plant, it is useless. When the leaf turns to yellow, it is useless for the plant because it cannot prepare any food. So the leaf has to fall down. So this abscisic acid, it forms a layer between the stalk of the leaf and stem. So by that it detaches the leaf and see that makes the leaf to fall down. So that is what done by the abscisic acid. So these are the various plant hormones that help the plant in its growth, in movements, as well as in controlling their various activities of their life processes are coordinated by these phytohormones. Now let us look at the case of animals. So we have seen that hormones, the phytohormones, are found in plants that help the plants in producing movement or responses or their growth. So the coordination in plants is done by certain chemicals called phytohormones. But whereas in case of animals, we have a nervous tissue, very well developed, complex organs, then why do we need a chemical communication even though you have a very good nervous system? Why can't you control and coordinate with the help of nervous system? What is the necessity of a chemical coordinating system in our bodies? Let us see. Hormones in animals. So here we are discussing the use of chemical means of communication. This can be best explained with an example given in your book. There are certain situations in which your nervous system alone cannot help you to face the situation. Example, there is a furious mad dog in front of you. It's ready to attack you. It's very furious. You could see its shiny, bright, sharp teeth. Anytime it may bite you. So anytime it may jump onto you. It is just in front of you. You have seen that. Your eyes, your sense organs received the information. Yes, it is a very furious dog. I am able to understand. No doubt it will surely attack in a very few seconds of time. I know that. So the information is carried to the brain. Now, in that situation, what kind of response you can produce? If your brain or spinal cord gives some kind of electrical impulse to your hand muscle, if you say like this, will the dog stop? Will it go? No. It will take an advantage of catching your hand. It is not possible. In such situation, you have two options, flight or fight. You have to run away from that spot very quickly, or you have to fight with that. So fighting with such a furious mad dog, you can't imagine that. If it is some other animal, of course you have an opportunity or chance to fight with that. Either to fight or to flight, run away. You need your body to be completely ready for the situation. If you wanted to run away from that, your body must be alert, ready, everything must be ready. So in such situations, the nervous system cannot send the electrical impulse to each and every cell of your body. It cannot do the preparation part, instant preparation. Very quickly all your systems must be alert, or your muscles or your bones or whatever your breathing, everything. Because to do this flight, to run away, what you need a lot of energy immediately. All your muscles must be packed up with energy. You need a lot of oxygen because you have to run. So you need more and more oxygen in your blood. And your blood, all the blood must be streamed to the muscles. Wherever the blood is going in the digestive system or in the skin, different parts, where it is presently not necessary. So all that blood must be forced to the muscles, because the muscles are to be supplied with more and more oxygen and glucose. Then only your hands and legs are ready to run. So that kind of preparation is required, which cannot be done by the nervous system. So there you need some chemical messenger, that is adrenaline. Adrenaline. This is a hormone which is produced in your body in the adrenal glands that are present on the top of your kidneys. You have 2 adrenal glands on the top of each of your kidney. You know that we have a pair of kidneys, 2 kidneys. Both the kidneys on their top, they have a cap-like structure. If this is the kidney, on the top you have a cap-like structure in which adrenal gland is found, and it secretes a hormone called adrenaline. Now this adrenaline, where it should go? It should go to your muscles to increase the level of oxygen, to increase the level of glucose. The adrenaline, it should go to your blood. It should go to your liver. Any stored foods are there, convert all the stored foods to glucose and push the glucose to the blood, supply it to the muscles. Your blood pressure has to be controlled. Your breathing rate has to be controlled. More breathing, more number of times, to take up more oxygen, to keep the oxygen levels available for the muscles for the situation. So all this is achieved by this hormone adrenaline. You can call it as a fight or flight hormone. So this adrenaline makes our body ready. The blood which is going to the digestive system is controlled. There the arteries are contracted and that blood is also diverted to muscles. Muscles are given the top priority here because they are very necessary to run. If you take some 3 to 4 steps and get tired, the dog will bite you. So that is a furious dog, so energized, mentally retarded dog. Surely it will have more energy levels. So your energy levels must be higher than the dog, then only you can escape. Otherwise you will be caught. So all your muscles must be loaded with glucose and oxygen. Your blood pressure should be controlled accordingly, and heartbeat and your breathing. So everything, the body must be alert to the situation, and it should be done so quickly, spontaneously, instantly, which can be achieved by adrenaline. So the hormones in animals help the organisms in such situations. Not only that, the hormones in organisms help in the growth. Various stages of our growth is coordinated, controlled by hormones. Say you are born. When you are born as a baby, you don't know anything. Just you simply produce responses to the light. If the newborn baby is brought under a big light, she can't see the light, she cries. The baby, when he or she feels hunger, cries. If somebody pinches the rosy cheek, they cry. They produce such kind of simple responses. And they don't know anything. But you see, after 6 months, they start producing teeth. They start tumbling, start trying to crawl. How this happens? At every stage. Then at 6 months you can see that the teeth are coming. Means who initiates, who triggers that the teeth has to come at this stage. At particular stage they start learning walking. They grow into kids. They become into adolescents. Many changes happens in the bodies of males and females, boys and girls during the stage of adolescence. And you see the girls, so in their bodies various changes takes place when they come to a certain age. And even you see that when females become pregnant, they carry the baby, they deliver the baby, they feed the baby. So for all this, the body is changed accordingly. So how these changes are happened? These changes are under the control of these hormones. So our growth, our development, and the coordination of various life processes is under the coordination of these hormones. These hormones are coordinating the various life activities in animals. So they are very, very, very important. Hormones, they play an important role in the coordination and control of various life processes. The nervous system, it is up to certain thing. The nervous system controls the movements, the physical movements of the muscles, various muscles of our body, and it can help in sensation of pain and pressure and other things, and at the same time it can protect from dangerous stimuli. But internally various life processes are well coordinated by this hormonal system. Now let us see some hormones in humans and how they are helpful for the various life processes in case of human body. So let us see what are the human hormones, the endocrine secretions present in the human bodies. The hormones are secreted by glands. Gland is a mass of tissue which is secretory in nature. So these glands, they secrete the chemical substances. We have different type of glands in our body. Say for example, salivary glands secrete saliva. Lacrimal glands secrete tears. In this way, different glands, they secrete different substances, but all glands do not secrete hormones. These glands are different. Salivary glands are different. They don't secrete any hormone. They secrete only the saliva. There are some glands in our body which secrete hormones. Those glands are called as endocrine glands or ductless glands. Salivary glands are here. Saliva is secreted here. From here to here there is a pipe. That means the gland is secreting through a pipe into the mouth. So this is a gland with duct. It does not secrete hormone. Hormones are secreted by ductless glands. Pituitary gland is here. Growth is required in your bone. Then how this pituitary is connected to here? No tube here from pituitary to your hand. There is no special channel. The pituitary secretes the substance into the blood. Along with the blood, through the circulatory system, the pituitary reaches this bone. There the growth happens. So hormones are secreted into the blood. They are produced in very small quantity. Hormones are very concentrated. Even though little amount, trace amount is secreted, it shows very big impact on the body. So hormones are so effective in affecting the growth patterns of our body. So let us see, the hormones are secreted by gland. Now here in this picture we are going to locate where are the glands in our body. Let us start with head. On the floor of the brain there we have a pea-sized gland. The gland which is in the size of a small pea. That is the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland, it secretes hormones like growth hormone which affect the growth of your body. Everybody attains some height, 5 feet, 5.5, 6 likewise. So you attain the height because of the growth which is provided by this pituitary hormone. So if the pituitary hormone is effective, if the pituitary gland is effective and produces growth hormone, you will have good height. So it is all under the control of the gland. Don't blame for anything else. So the gland also functions depending upon its genetical factor. So genetically, if you acquire that character in your DNA, then definitely the pituitary gland will secrete more. Maybe it may be based on various conditions. But the thing is that the pituitary gland, even though you eat a lot of food there, you may not find proper height. So you can't blame the food. It is dependent on the pituitary gland. So pituitary gland, it secretes growth hormone which affects your growth. The pituitary hormone, the pituitary gland, it controls all the other glands of our body. That is the reason the pituitary is called as master gland, because it itself produces some hormones. At that same time, it controls other glands. Now let us see the glands that are located in our neck region. Here in our neck region we have important hormone called as thyroid. So this thyroid, it controls the metabolism of our body. So in every person's body some heat is generated. In every person's body, in the cell, cellular activities are carried out. So how actively your activities are carrying on, that much metabolism you will have. Some people may have higher metabolic rate, some people may have low metabolic rate. The metabolic rate is controlled by the thyroid gland. The thyroid gland secretes hormone called thyroxine. To secrete the thyroxine, the thyroid must have one important substance, iodine. If iodine is not there, thyroid cannot produce thyroxine properly. If thyroxine is not there, it may lead to a disease called goiter. The eyes become this much bigger. Protruded eyes. The eyes appear like they are coming out of your eye sockets. So some kind of abnormalities are seen. That is due to the lack of thyroxine. So thyroid gland problems, recently you hear the advertisement, the hospitals advertising about the thyroid problem in females, that is at the age of 30-35, they'll be having some problems because of this imbalance in the thyroid gland secretion. So for good amount of thyroxine, you need to have iodine in your body. From where do you get to your body? That is through the food. But here the fact is, iodine is not found in all the food items, whatever we eat. It is rarely found. Mostly it is found in the seafoods. Some people may not eat seafoods. Some are vegetarians. They don't take any seafood. Then how do they get iodine into their bodies? That is the reason the government instructed the salt manufacturers to add some iodine in the salt. That is the reason you see that iodized salt, Ai Shakti, some names Ai Shakti. What is Ai Shakti? It is iodized Shakti. That means iodine is added to the salt. So when you add salt, because we add salt to all the food items we prepare. So in this way we are adding iodine to the food items. So the food items are taken by all the people, whether they are vegetarian, non-vegetarian, if they like some fruits, some vegetables, whatever you may eat, you are adding the salt which contains iodine that is supplied to the thyroid to prepare the thyroxine. Beside the thyroid, attached to the thyroid, you find small parathyroid glands. So here in the neck region, we see thyroid as well as parathyroid. These are common in both female and male. I have drawn two figures here, female and male. In both the cases, you see the pituitary, you see the parathyroid and thyroid, and come down. So in the stomach region, in the lower abdomen, we have an important organ cum gland, that is pancreas. Pancreas helps in your digestion by secreting pancreatic juice. At the same time, the pancreas, it acts as a gland, it secretes hormones. What hormones? Insulin and glucagon. Insulin is a very, very important hormone in our body. If insulin is not produced, you are under a condition called diabetes. Diabetes or sugar disease. You might have seen sugar patients, people suffering from diabetes. So they have high amounts of glucose in their bodies. It is because of lack of this insulin. So the insulin has to be secreted by the pancreas. If pancreas is damaged, if pancreas is not properly functioning, it is not producing any insulin. So the glucose levels in your blood rises. How? You have eaten your meal. You have taken rice with sambar, with some curry, some halwa, something there, some sweet in your food, some banana, some curd. Such a diet you have, such a meal you have taken. Once the meal is taken into the body, the food is converted to glucose. Most of the items are carbohydrates. You have eaten rice, you have eaten banana, you have eaten potato, you have eaten, all these are carbohydrates. Immediately all these carbohydrates are turned to glucose. The glucose enters into the blood. So the blood is full of glucose. If the glucose levels are high in blood, the glucose is supplied to each and every cell. Finally, it is filtered out in the urine and it is sent out. So glucose is not utilized in your body, so you don't get any energy out of that food. This excess glucose will damage your cells and kidneys. That is what happens in sugar disease. So what should happen? If you have excess amount of glucose in your blood, what should happen? How it should be controlled? The excess glucose should be stored somewhere. That is done by the insulin. Right? So you have a lot of coins. Some 10,000 coins you have. You sprinkled all the coins all around in your room. Definitely you will lose some. You have to gather all those things at one place and store them properly. In the same way, here the insulin, it does the work. You have a lot of money in your hands. You cannot handle that much of money. You have 1 crore rupees. You will deposit in a bank safely. Whenever you want, you will draw some amount. Using a card, you will draw some amount for your use. In the same way, whenever we take the food, excess amount of glucose is produced in the bodies. This excess glucose is stored in the liver. Liver is a bank of energy. Liver is a bank of vitamins, minerals. So in the liver, the glucose is converted to glycogen and the glycogen is stored in the liver. Who will do the task? Insulin. If it is absent, glucose is not turned to glycogen. It is moving in and around all the body parts, finally excreted out. The person does not get any energy. He becomes weak. Even though he eats the food, cells and other body parts are damaged. That is sugar disease. So the pancreas is very, very important organ. It also secretes one more hormone called glucagon. Glucagon acts in the opposite way to the insulin. You have not taken anything there, you are fasting. You have some puja, till afternoon you are not eating anything. But your cells, your body needs glucose. So the glucose has to be supplied. Then the other one, who is that? Glucagon. This glucagon, it converts the stored food in the liver to glucose again and it puts in the blood. So these two hormones work in opposite, antagonistic way. Insulin, glucagon. So these two hormones are secreted by pancreas. Now come down. On the kidneys we have adrenal glands. Already I told you about adrenal glands. They secrete adrenaline, which helps in some kind of situations, preparing your body to escape or to fight. So that is all done by the adrenal glands. Adrenaline is secreted. So all these are common in both male and female. And come down, reproductive hormones and glands. These are different in male and female. Because males, the reproductive hormones are testosterone. Testosterone helps in producing secondary sexual characters. Testosterone helps in producing male sex cells. So it helps in the male body development and production of reproductive cells, testes. So these testes, they produce testosterone, that is the reproductive hormone found in males. And ovaries are found in females, which secrete two hormones, estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen is the hormone that helps in the development of secondary sexual characters, development of reproductive organs. Progesterone helps during the process of pregnancy, lactation, delivery. In all such cases, that hormone helps. So ovaries produce estrogen and progesterone, testes produce testosterone. So these are the various kinds of endocrine glands and their secretions and how they control various reactions, life processes, exactly to say biochemical reactions in our body are controlled by these hormones. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel to get more videos on CBSE syllabus.